So I'm going live. So today, friends, it's all about the undeniable laws of communication, and it's mastering the art of communication, because I just finished up Impact. It's always about communication. So that's where share, 75% of people fear public speaking over fear of dying. Just imagine that, right? So that is what is really out there. These numbers are crazy. And that's why people, everyone, if you ask, do you prefer dying? Yeah, they would prefer public speaking, fear of public speaking over fear of dying. And to be really with in knowing that, okay, how do I improve? Because I understood that I have influence, or if I wanted to have impact, I need to start improving my communication. And that's when I started reading the book, 15 Undeniable Laws of Growth. And that's where John C. Maxwell told about the law of intentionality, the law of awareness. And then I started growing personally, and I became a coach, certified leader, certified speaker, and also certified trainer as well. And that's why it gives me an immense pleasure to actually kind of take the 4 points from his book, 16 Laws of Undeniable Communication, and just go through those 4 points. And the 4 points that we'll be going through today is, number one, the law of connecting. Communicators know it's all about others. It's about how do you connect with your people. So I would say I've been on this journey. When I hear speakers, when I hear people presenting, it's always been about how are they connecting with the audience? What did they do really well? And I take that down. Or what did they not do really well? So that's been really important, the law of connecting. And then the law of credibility. Your most effective message is the one that you live. You can't, and as parents, you can't say something to your children that you don't follow through. And number three, go to the law of connecting. So communicators know it's all about others. That's what does it make them, when I share, what do they want? It's more about making them connected, and how do they actually connect with me? That's why it's always about communicators know it's always about others. And how can you connect with a group? Because I'm assuming that you are a team leader, or you might be an entrepreneur doing these keynotes, or connecting, or you might be a facilitator. So how do you connect with a group? It's about realizing you're not the main attraction. Like I said, take yourself away. That's the first step. And trust me, that works. So take the spotlight from you to them. And then it's intentionally seeking to understand the world of your audience. Man, that's just amazing. So start with where people are before you take them where they want to go. So imagine, right? If you're talking to your audience, know their pain points, know their struggles, know their strengths, know their weaknesses, know them inside out, and know the world that they're coming from. So understanding their world will help you connect with them. They will, you need to always about having that gratitude and having that compassionate empathy towards your listeners and towards your audience. Because unless and until you are personable, they will not connect with you. Trust me. So again, and the first step is realizing that you're not the main attraction. The hero in the story is not you, is your listener, is your audience. And once you realize that, your entire communication, your message, your connection changes. And communicators know it's always about others, right? So next is the law of credibility. The law of credibility. And I want you, if you're watching on replay, hashtag replay on the comments, or if you're watching later, let me know which particular law resonated with you, or which particular law you really want to improve on as well. So please feel free bring it, on the comments. And I really want to hear your feedback or something that you can implement in your next week or so. How can I implement either one of these 4 rules in your day-to-day life? So your most effective message is the one you leave. And that's a law of credibility. So amazing. And yeah, it's all starts here. So how you need to be transparent. And what you see is what you get. 10 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time. I want to be consistent, irrespective of if there are hurdles or challenges or personal things that come up. I still want to make sure that I am committed, I stay focused and consistent to serving you, because your growth is important to me. And also be a good example. Lead by example. So I'm a firm believer is you give first, you give, and then you receive. And if you help others reach their goals, they will also help you reach your goals as well. So be a good example, set the right example, lead from the, and that's how you build credibility. And it takes time. And you want that message that whatever you post on social media, whatever you speak, it resonates back. It's so clear. People can trust, can see that transparency, can see the heart, can see the consistency, and can see that you're being a good example. Because the most effective message is the one that you live. Moving on to the 5 levels of communication is also important, right? In this level of credibility, what are the 5 levels of communication? So the first level is the requirement level. And it's interesting, right? Where do you actually fit in? When you speak or when you hear others speak, that people have to listen to you. So that's more of an autocratic kind of a rule or at work, that people, okay, you're my boss, you're my manager, I have to listen to you. That's a requirement level. The second level is the relationship level, that people want to listen to you because they like you. Now you got into that connection where we said, right? It's about getting personable, having compassion, being grateful. So now you've built that relationship level. But where it's remarkable level is people want to listen to you because you are good. That's when people will pay dollars. People will put their money on the table and say, I want to listen to what you want to share. And that's where you need to move from requirement level to relationship level and remarkable level. Because just think about it. If you can start, if you're a coach, if you're a consultant, imagine if you start selling from the stage and people are ready to buy your offer, your irresistible offer. So hence, communication is so important in whichever level. I'm talking to our Legacy X Facebook group, because we have executives, we have leaders, we have entrepreneurs, we have business owners, we got sole traders, we got parents. So this is very important, right? So even as a parent, when you think about it, what level are we at? The requirement level? Our kids are listening to us because they are our children, but how do you get them to build a relationship level or the remarkable level? All right. The law of conviction, the third, right? So that's very, very important. So that's where the law of conviction. So then the stronger you believe it, the more people will feel it. And then it's also the importance of storytelling, because Les Brown, another one of my mentors, says that don't tell a story without a point, and don't tell a point without a story. I love it. I'll repeat that. He says, don't tell a story without a point, and don't tell a point without a story. So just try to, if you could just embed stories into your message, into your talk, you're just going to be connecting. You're going to be making sure that you grow from the first requirement stage all the way up to the remarkable stage, right? Because you connect with them, you're personable with them, because you know the challenges that they're going through. So that is amazing, right? So that is, it's important that that people see their own lives in stories. So when you write stories, because you know the world of your audience, and that's when you're bringing it back. So that's important to the law of storytelling. And carrying on the 4 categories of stories, right? So you need to think when you tell a story, right? And if it first, does it convey the heart of the message? If it doesn't convey the heart of the message, then you don't have to say that story. And please don't say a story for the sake of saying story. You need to address these 4 questions and get the right story, and then you'll know if that story aligns with your message. So the first question is, does it convey heart? Does it offer hope? Because hope is the foremost, I would say, from theory to taking action, for your audience taking action. So if you can give hope to do it, if he was lost, he didn't have purpose, he didn't have passion, but by going through the transformation, by seeking a mentor, by seeking a coach, he's been able to now become a leader, a community builder, and giving back and building a legacy for him and his family. That should give people hope. And also, my favorite is, does it provide some humor? Because the best way to break ice, to become personable and closer to your audience, is if it provides some humor, which is really important. And does it instill hope? So does it offer hope? So you're offering hope, and does it internally make that change? And I call that the transformational moment. The switch. Learned about law and how it's always about others and how do you connect well with people. Then we learn the law of credibility, that your most effective message is the one that you live, and the law of conviction. Stronger you believe it, the more people feel it. And finally, the law of storytelling, that people see their own stories in their own lives in your stories. So if this is really resonated with you, I would highly recommend which law. Please comment below. Which law has spoken to you the most? Personally, for me, if you ask me, it is the law of storytelling, which is the more I can improve myself in that art of storytelling, because storytelling is an art. And especially while communicating to children, communicating at schools or at churches, to your team, the more you can get better, craft a better storytelling, you've got your your job is half done. And yeah, please feel free to share and